Hello and welcome everyone to the VAU mic check. All right, so we got a little bit of an announcement when it comes to the time. We've all sort of been used to starting past, half past the hour, roughly. And we want to change that up a little bit. We want to give, we want to have a little bit more time for reading and for script practice and everything like that. So everybody arrive 15 minutes early, please, this coming week. You'll be able to get your script, practice for a little bit, and we'll be able to start on the hour and have plenty of time, hopefully next week. So this week, we are doing e-learning, and with the crowd that we have, we might just continue it into next week to see if we have more people. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'll let Nathan go ahead and decide that because, you know, it's his week next week.
Oh, yes.
But today, we have a script for Smart 4.2, and since I have to unfortunately leave a little bit early, I'm going to go ahead and go first. Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage, with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact city car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product line is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like a Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that's as small in size yet as big in value.
I like how you took that paragraph by paragraph because it kept its pacing just right.
Okay. Anything sound weird at all? Anything sound kind of off?
It's kind of funny because I ran into that same thing with help makes.
Yeah.
When I was practicing with this earlier on while we were still getting ready to get started, I did the same thing on that line. I'm not exactly sure why, but
it happens. John, were you going to say something?
Yeah, there's a lot of ellipses in this.
Yeah, there are.
They probably should be periods, some commas. I think it was a very good read. The only thing I would say is you seem to treat some of the ellipses different. Some of them barely a pause, some of them as if it was a new sentence with a whole new thought and not a continuation, like a long comma. Mm-hmm. It just threw me on a couple of them, but overall, I think it was a very good read.
Okay. Yeah, that's the major problem. That's one of the major difficulties in these e-learning scripts is that there's no real accepted standard from what I've seen so far for all of these because they're all written really differently. Yeah, there are a lot of ellipses in here, and I think what that means is, take the pause how you feel it would work. But that's just me. I mean, if it sounded weird, if it sounded odd, then, I'd probably have to go back and retake it.
Yeah, I don't know if weird's the word. Just maybe some of the pauses were a little pregnant and some of them were just a little short.
Okay. Well, shall I try it one more time?
Yeah, I'd give it another shot.
Okay. Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage, with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make Pickup. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives. I don't know why that's such a throw-off right there. Truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. And truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. And truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. All right. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like a Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that's as small in size, yet as big in value.
I think that was a good read.
Man, I screwed up a lot on that one part. Holy crap.
Really? Honestly, though? You did, but you didn't, because you went back and you reread that line until you found that place where you needed to be with it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider that a screw up. I would consider that fantastic. Because, I mean, you think about it, I mean, depending on how you were doing this is how you would do it. You know?
Well, secret's out. This is how I did it.
Yeah. If you trip over a line, you just like, okay, I'm going to pick up. And then you made it work. You know? And that is an oddball stumble line, but hey, you made it work.
Yeah, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. I don't know why I kept messing up right there, but hey, got through it. That's all that matters. At least, well, I mean, hopefully it sounded natural as well. That's what really matters, but still.
Exactly. And it was a clean delivery. You know, and you did not lose your pacing through the process of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's actually, I think, the hardest part of these long form e-learning scripts is making sure you maintain the same exact speed all the way through. They want it kind of a slower read so that all of the little bits and points can sink in.
So you did mention that this picks up somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. This is not quite at the beginning, but yeah, it's relatively in the middle.
I would imagine they preface this with mentioning their association with Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, all of this has been established beforehand that that Smart is a sub-brand of Mercedes-Benz. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking where it starts out in the first sentence of this excerpt. I would imagine that they would emphasize Mercedes-Benz a bit to help tie the two brands together.
Yeah.
Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage. Any thoughts on that? Am I interpreting that incorrect? Am I reading too much into it?
No, this is still sort of. I mean, the brand connection has already been established by this point. This particular section actually comes in at page 6.
Oh,
so it's a little ways in.
Oh, sure.
But that's still technically, introducing the brand's connection to Mercedes-Benz. So, yeah, I mean, you could put a little bit more emphasis on Mercedes-Benz. Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage. Or like Mercedes-Benz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that last one.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can go ahead and, those two would definitely be linked.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, would anybody else like to go next? Or should I try one more time?
It's up to you. I thought that was pretty good. The only nitpicking thing I noticed is after you kind of did your pattern break on the second paragraph, the word help and truly help it would just emphasize that one a little bit too much. And truly help make drivers' lives. It didn't, was more like, and truly help make drivers' lives. It just was a little awkward there. But other than that, once you finally broke that pattern, you did that second paragraph real well.
Okay. That was the point of going back and rereading the paragraph, just so they can cut out all the rest of the crap.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I will go ahead and hand it off to whoever wants to go next.
You know what? I usually go last or close to last. So if you don't mind, maybe I'll go next.
Yeah, go for it.
There's a long line of people waiting, unfortunately. But that's fine. I'm happy to be here with you guys nonetheless. Little hydration first, if you don't mind.
Yes, children, this is how we hydrate. So that way no one gets hurt.
Yes. Very important stuff. All right. Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact city car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Each Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell, and is infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like a Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that's small in size, yet as big in value.
All right. Opening it up. Nathan, what'd you think?
It's good pacing.
It wasn't a little quick?
Yeah. It
was kind of quick, but at the same time, you kept yourself steady. You didn't, I mean, now that I think about it, you could dial it back just a little bit.
Yeah. And I didn't want to start quick and then slow it down to be obvious about it.
No. But, I mean, as far as just, staying with it and not stumbling at the pace you were going at, that was fantastic.
Thank you. Anything
I'd actually like to hear it just a little slower.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
It was a bit too fast for me.
All right. Yeah, I kind of heard that anyway, too. I'm going to take the cans off and try it without.
Go for it.
Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact city car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabriolets pickup. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits. Both feature highly advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing like a Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that's as small in size, yet as big in value.
All right. How do you feel doing these kinds of scripts?
Actually, I feel more comfortable doing these. I would have felt better if I would have had a little more time to practice. I'm tripping over my tongue a little bit, but
Yeah,
I've been trying to find my way for a year or so now, and I keep coming back to long form narration and maybe e-learning. Partly because I like it, and partly because I think it might be, better way to find work. I understand the field's growing and there's more work there than in commercials and what have you. So I think it's a little bit like what I'm gravitating towards. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay. Well, yeah, the field is definitely growing. It does require quite a bit of time investment to do.
Mm-hmm.
And after one of these sessions, which usually lasts an hour and a half to 2 hours, I find myself not willing to speak for the rest of the day.
I can appreciate that. My voice is not good right now. I don't think I could do another hour and a half at all.
Yeah, this is a script like this. This is page 6, could easily be 40 to 50 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
And page 6 has one other screen on it, one other section to read on it, which is much, much, much shorter than the what I've put on here now. So this is about the length, roughly. This is actually on the shorter end of what you'd be reading per page. And again, some of these can be up to 40 to 50 pages, if not more, depending on the subject material.
So this is one slide.
Yeah, this is a single slide.
Mm-hmm.
In the whole presentation.
Mm-hmm.
These presentations do have a structure. It's usually a lot of the what's it called? All of the introduction to the brand, to what we're going to be talking about, to overviews, things like that. So you talk about what you're going to talk about, then you talk about stuff, and then you talk them through a test afterwards. And you have to do correct answers. So like, correct, yes. The coupes are spacious and fun to drive, but you also have to do all of the remediations too when they select a wrong answer.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not quite right. According to our customers, the coupes are really spacious and fun to drive. So it's a lot of that. And then, on top of that, there are the retakes for things like, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, I've done a few of these produced by Keller and Company, probably 6 or 7 of these, employee training instead of brand introduction, but
Well, it's the same idea.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the structure of it.
Okay. So yeah, these will require a lot of stamina when it comes to reading. A lot of stamina when it comes to reading.
So I've been over here working on my breath control. Like I said, the allergies slightly kicked in, and I'm like, oh no, man, not with this piece of copy.
Yeah, this is where you really have to imagine your pacing as you literally placing one foot in front of the other for each word. Like you really have to keep the same walking pace per word. If you start going too fast, you start muddling up and mixing up the ideas, and you're just going to create more work for yourself and going back to redo them. So pacing is critical in these kinds of scripts.
I tried to do that third paragraph in like 3 breaths. I don't know if I pulled it off or not.
I mean, you managed to. I did hear a lot of the out of breathness. In the voice.
It'd help if I was standing. I am sitting right now.
Well, can you adjust your setup to be standing?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and do that, and just take the third paragraph, just the third paragraph, easy walking pace, and use those ellipses for breaths.
All right. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options. From spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique character. Let me try that again. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabriolets with no.
Okay, you said cabriolets. You said cabriolets. It's cabrios.
I did.
And you're starting to speed up.
I am. Maybe I should just leave the cans on. Huh? All right, here we go. That's why our product line is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. I did it in 3 breaths.
I mean, you didn't have to. Yeah. And again, a slow pacing is usually preferable in these kinds of things because, people are basically forced to go through these. I mean, I don't know anybody who's like, oh boy, another online training module. Yeah. Let's do it.
That's been the reaction that I've seen from but about everybody.
And here's the thing: since people are forced to do this, the people who have put this together want this to sink in as much as possible, which is why they always want the slower pacing. It's like, you're sitting down, you're going to go through this, you're going to be listening to every word coming out of here.
You know what I've noticed with the ones that I've taken just about uniformly? The voices really aren't stellar, even what you would think of as marketable voices. Yeah. They're just the guy next door. There's certainly not any kind of rich baritone or a breathy female tone to it. It's just, things you would expect commercial, sounding voices to be. Not at all. I was really kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, it's very much so. Just try to be easy to listen to. That's it. And, if you listen to somebody really going through the depths of their voice constantly throughout the entire script, it'll get a little bit boring.
Well, and on top of that,
you get a person. As soon as you tell people, all right, we want you to explore the depth of your voice, immediately you lose the acting.
I don't think that they want you to concentrate so much on the performance as the content.
Exactly. So yeah, they're not really going to necessarily go for those deeper voices because it's easy to drown out because they'll just drone on. It's just this low rumble coming out of the speakers after a little while.
Yeah. I just couldn't hear Pat Boone doing one of these.
But yeah, no, you did a good job with that, and I can tell that you feel a little bit more comfortable with these reads.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to take on anything just to give it a try. Bring on
Oh, you
another
got
one
that,
of those. Yeah, bring on another one of those 2-character audio video game scripts. I'm ready for that next day. Whatever you like.
Get a dialogue copy.
I'll be
But
Master Chief if you want.
Oh, well, then you just would stand there.
Yeah.
Master Chief, like, throughout a game, maybe has, like, a total of 3 pages of lines.
Right? Just moves his head around a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of it's effort noises.
No, not even that. Not even that. He's silent throughout all the running, the jumping, the meleeing, the everything like that.
Yeah.
It's just every once in a while he's like, do it.
Right. Or he gets hurt and you hear him breathing deeply or something.
Yeah, something like that.
My running joke with my kids the other night when I was on the phone with them was well, next Zelda game when they have voiced, I want to be Link. Ah! See, I can do it.
Well, anyway, who would like to go next?
Back to e-learning. I'll do this one next.
All right, Nathan. This one's way out of your regular voiceover
Yes. It really,
realm.
although I have auditioned for e-learning before.
Well, let's do this.
Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage, with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact city car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe and built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features. I'm going to reread that line.
Please do.
Every Smart is also extremely safe and built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like Smart, which, oh my God.
Okay. Let's back up a bit.
When I practice this thing, it's like I nailed it down, and all of a sudden I'm tripping all over myself.
First of all, you're doing a great job. If you wanted to audition for e-learning, if you had opportunities to audition for e-learning, you should. You're doing a really good job.
I thought so from the first couple of sentences myself.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I started to want to crack up when I hit that line. So I'm like,
all right, so we're just going to focus on the last 2 paragraphs because everything else before that, perfectly fine. You added an and. So you said every Smart is extremely safe and built around a reinforced high stand. There's no and there.
I read and right into that ellipses.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
So every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced you see, every Smart is also extremely safe. So it's basically like a bullet point. That's all that is.
Gotcha.
And after the ellipses is the subtext to the bullet point. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell. If you need to, let's break up the ideas in that second one because there's a lot of stuff coming at you. Reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell. Holy crap, that's a lot.
Yeah,
so if you have your text thing up right now, all you're going to need are the bracket keys.
Yes.
So what we're looking at is, tritium safety cell, bracket that off all on its own. That's its own idea. Reinforced is its own idea. Bracket that off, just the word reinforced solo. And then high strength steel, that's another idea. That's a separate item. So bracket that off. So you should have reinforced bracketed off separately, high strength steel bracketed off separately, and tritium safety cell bracketed off separately.
Yes.
So when you look at it, it shouldn't be this jumble of words anymore. It shouldn't be built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell. It should be now built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell.
Got it.
Do you feel the difference in that in the reads there now that you've
Yes.
bracketed off the ideas? Because those are separate descriptions for the same item. But when you bracket them off, it's much easier to read through the longer smattering of words. So let's give that a try again.
Okay. Every smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that is as small in size yet as big in value.
Don't worry about that too much. How did you feel after reading the bracketed off sections?
That was much more.
It was much easier to form the idea, right?
Yeah.
Much easier to communicate the idea behind it. So yeah, that's one of the techniques that I like to use when I come across these crazy, weird, just shotguns of descriptions. It basically, like, they just decided to take everything about it and make it a single line.
Yeah.
If you bracket it off, you can see, okay, so reinforced is I mean, you technically could bracket off a reinforced high-strength steel altogether, but it actually sounded a lot more natural for you to bracket off reinforced separately.
Yeah.
So reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell.
Also, to cut out my ad lib of "and," I piped around the ellipses. My own little markup idea, but it works for me.
But yeah, if you find yourself having issues if it doesn't sound right, that you're not really communicating the ideas as clearly as you feel you could, try out bracketing off the separate pieces of the description, bracketing off little things to help organize the ideas so you see where they separate.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and take those last two paragraphs one more time.
Every smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like a smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that is as small in size yet as big in value.
There you go. That was the take. All we'd have to do is cut off all that other stuff, paste that in, done. You got it.
Awesome.
No, but seriously, if you ever have an opportunity to do e-learning, you probably should take it. I mean, you've got the right pacing, you've got the right feel, and you've got the right voice sound for it. So, yeah.
I have to agree.
Now
It
I
sounded
just
very
have the
natural.
time.
Yeah, that's the other problem, being able to put aside 2 hours or more.
That's just not, in my world, okay, I'm the chief control operator at a TV station. So, that kind of entails a lot of responsibilities by itself. So, it's like, animation, promos, commercials. Yeah, those
E-learning?
are all day long. E-learning, that's a little bit of a different story because I also have a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if things were to shift and change, maybe one day in the future, I will do it. But for now,
Well, keep it in the back of your mind, because I have to agree with him 100%. It's something that I want to look into, but I think you probably sound more natural than I do reading this, for what it's worth.
really see you have what it takes, John.
But you know what? I have to take Michael's criticism seriously, though. The timbre of my voice being so low and resonant, I can see the point of listening to someone like me for a long period of time and it then becoming tedious.
Well, let's see.
Your voice tends to, grasp people a little bit more and hold their attention, I think, for a longer period of time.
On the recordings, on the technical side, okay, what kind of microphone are you using right now?
It's a large capsule. It's an ST whatever 51 by Sterling Audio.
Yeah.
It's not a bad starter mic, but it's nothing
it
fancy.
Sounds like it picks up a lot of the low end.
It does.
Really good.
It does.
The microphone for you would be AT2020 or something.
I've been thinking about getting a medium capsule to just see how that works for me.
Because, like, for a person like me, I had to do a few little technical tricks to get my AT2020 not to be too sibilant with me, because I have a higher end voice. I mean, I do a lot of higher pitch stuff, plus certain characters that I do have really high pitch in their voice tone. And I do some low voice characters, so this mic turned out to be better for me on that end, but it can be adjusted to where you won't sound so bassy that it wouldn't be possible. So on the
other thing,
make it possible.
The other thing that I've noticed, John, is when you read, it might be subconscious, but you drop your tone ever so slightly
at the end of the sentences.
No, just in general.
Oh yeah,
like when you start up a read, you drop your tone. Just it's not a whole lot, but it's enough to notice a difference. And I mean, I'm sure you probably get told a lot, hey, you should probably do radio or something like that. That I'm not saying that this is exactly the case, but I've seen it happen before, where people who get constantly told that their voice sounds really good, that they should try radio, that when that is accentuated so much, sometimes we have this habit of taking on this personal quirk, I guess it is, to bring that out a bit more, to subconsciously lower the voice a little bit. Now, I don't know what your situation is. I'm just talking about from stuff that I've seen in the past. But yeah, when you start reading, you drop it just ever so slightly, and that might affect how you're reading. Because with something like this, it'd be good to stay at at more of like a mid range in your tone, rather than at a lower range. Like be okay with ending off in mid notes rather than low notes.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a lot of vocal range, but I do understand what you're saying, to try to bring it up a register and see how that works for me.
Yeah, I mean, it'll feel a little bit awkward behind the mic, but it'll still sound pretty natural anyway.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is the time that I have to head off.
Okay.
And the funny thing is right at Takia's performance. I'm really sorry that I'm dropping it right at this time, but I can't push my time anymore. Thank you all very much. I will see you all next week. And yeah, until then, later.
We'll see you next week, Michael. Next week, where I will bring in possibly something character-driven.
Oh, don't do it on my account.
No, I've actually got something in mind, and it's been set aside, and nobody's seen it yet. And
I kind of like the surprise. I know the I forget her name from last week, so she kind of wants to know what she's getting into ahead of time. But
well,
and I can appreciate that. I mean, she made a good point saying when you're auditioning for something, you know what you're auditioning for.
You really do. you do. And I mean, there are times when the direction can seem a little bit muddled if you're doing something online, but still, it's one of those things where it's like, you do know what you're going to get. I was doing a forced impression.
I think this is very different, though, and I appreciate the fact that we don't know, because we really have to kind of be ready for anything, and it gives us a chance to sort of spread our wings a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to be reading next week. You could want me to be a little English girl or something,
now,
and I'll do my best.
In the case of one spot I did for television, I had no idea until about 45 minutes before it was time to read it. And I was handed a rather lengthy piece of copy we had to compress down to at least under 60 seconds,
Mm.
you know. But that's the thing is, you know, I had a short amount of time to figure it out and a minimal amount of direction, you know, as far as the style that he wanted, you know. So I kind of went for the clues in the script kind of thing to find the style.
Yeah.
You know, and then went from there. And it is forever out there. So every time we run reruns, it's there. So.
You get tired of hearing yourself from time to time?
No, I really don't.
Oh, good.
You know,
That's good to
I'll
hear.
listen. I'll say, you know, I've made a massive improvement since then.
Good.
So the next one I can do, you know, so it's a matter of, I was like, I was like, you know, listening to that now, I see where the next time I do a promo, it'll be even better than this one, you know, because I can hear the differences in what, from what I've learned from week to week and thing to thing, you know, and then adjust, you know, because that's the whole thing, is always be teachable.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah. Couldn't said it better myself.
The-
So your station does a lot of your promos in-house?
We have, you know, there's a few things that have altered and changed, you know, and anyway.
All right. Well, I won't belabor the point.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just we've done a few in-house, and then, you know, hiring from the outside and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to do one more take on this,
Of course.
just to fill the whole thing out.
It's just the three of us now, so whenever you're ready.
Like Mercedes-Benz, Smart has a rich heritage, with its early concepts dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact city car was far from the norm. The passion and innovation behind that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold the brand values that guide Smart today. Smart's core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious, fun-to-drive coupes to open-air cabrios with no roof and no limits, both featuring highly advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, all of which can be personalized and stylized to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is extremely safe, built around reinforced high-strength steel tritium safety cell, and infused with the intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There's truly nothing else like Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car that's as small in size, yet as big in value.
You dropped a couple words.
Yes, I did.
All right. You heard that, huh?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
see, one thing about self-directing is learning to listen to your own delivery, even if you're not wearing any headphones, which
Yeah.
I was wearing the cans, but I've got these things that there is barely any latency at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm almost hearing myself as though I'm just, you know, got a hand cupped to my ear.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fortunate to have that too. So it's not distracting. What I would say as far as the performance on that goes, I got a different feel from that read than I did from a couple of the previous reads. It seemed like before this one, it was more factual. And I almost got a feeling like you were more like a storyteller this time. There was a little bit more of a breathiness to your tone, a little bit more friendliness to it. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. I just got a different feel from it from the other two.
I kind of leaned back into my character actor.
Well, I heard a little bit of that, and I heard that exactly that. So otherwise, it was fine. The pacing was very good. You know, you hit all those crazy ellipses in there very well.
Yeah.
but the feel was very different.
What I figured out as I've been reading through this is these ellipses are more there to note, take a breath
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah. And I kind of wish that they would let the performer mark these up themselves a little bit more, or maybe it's their signal to do with what you want, but we want a little pause here. But I don't know, a comma here and there seems more appropriate than just ellipses everywhere.
Well, see, I mean, in most character copy, an ellipses is something you can do something with. Probably why I ad-libbed an and where an and didn't exist, because it's just like that natural tendency in my head to, throw in other things, pre-life this, and ad-lib right there. It'll make it work better. and it's like, not with e-learning copy. That's just not, it's structured in a different way.
Taboo.
So the added ellipses are take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Is basically what it's telling you.
Do you know whether they give this to the narrator in Word format to have at it with their own markings ahead of time, or no?
That I'm not certain of, which, I mean, everybody handles their copy a little bit differently. Me, I put mine on a screen in front of me.
Yeah.
But I still do markup on it.
Right. I never have paper in here.
I have this other, I found this thing, and it's XODO, Zodo.com. And it kind of works like I annotate, where you can throw in, things that you need to throw in, or mark up your copy, basically.
So you're saying if they give it to you in PDF form, you can still mark it up?
Yeah, you can work with it.
Okay. I've got a tool that I use for, it's different, but it's the same idea.
And I discovered it. I'm like, this is going to come in handy, especially because with the reams of copy that I bring through here, my printer doesn't have enough ink already. So it's like, I just, this makes it a little bit easier, and less expensive if I could just put it on the screen in front of me.
Absolutely.
And of course, with the notepad thing I've got going on here, markup is really easy to do. Like I said, I just put a set of pipes around that, and it's like, okay, that's letting me know, don't put and there.
Yeah.
And
I see
I'm going to put this and here is, hey, Takia, it's your turn.
That's a good segue. Are you there, Takia?
Yep. I was just waiting until you guys finished up your little chatting.
Some of us talk a lot.
Some of us talk a whole lot.
Some of us like the sound of our own voices.
Well, I wouldn't say I like the sound of my own voice. I used to hate the sound of my own voice. I've just grown to be fond of it because it
takes a little getting used to once you put the headphones on, doesn't it?
Well, it's not so much that. Is that, for several years, I'm a grown man and I sound like a teenager.
You don't sound like a teenager.
I'm standing there. It's like, I'm having a conversation with these guys that are like all my age, and they're looking at me like you're just a kid. Don't talk to us.
Wow.
Well, that's the way I used to feel. I was intimidated by my own voice. It's like, I sound like a kid.
All right. So how do you like this? My voice sounded like this at 13.
Wow.
At 13, I was jealous, buddy. Okay. I wanted to sound like that at 13.
When I finished the 6th grade, I sounded like, and when I started the 7th grade, I sounded just like this. I remember piping up and raising my hand and saying something for the first time in class, sitting towards the back, and the entire class turning around to look at me like, what? Who was that? John, was that you? So, yeah.
I mean, for a short time at 13, I sounded like this.
Yeah, that was 12.
And then I came out of it, and I was like, I sound like I did when I was 10. It didn't change.
But you got a distinctive voice. I mean, you really got a distinctive voice, and it works. You got a good range, very good vocal range.
Yeah.
I've learned
yeah.
to love it and make everybody use out of it.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You really have.
Yeah.
I can just walk and talk around like this, and nobody knows that it's a grown
Yeah.
man doing it.
And if I tried to do that, my throat would start bleeding.
Wow.
I kid you not. So,
Oh.
good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now Takia is going to do this e-learning copy. That sounds like a drum roll.
Sorry, I should have muted first. I apologize.
That's okay. Like Mercedes-Benz might have a high rich heritage with its easily concept dating back to the 17 pickup with its early concept dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of compact city cars was far from the norm. The passion and innovation between that idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would make the brand value that guides Smart today. Smart core values rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobile solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility opportunity, from spacious, fun to drive coupes to open air cargo with no roof and no limit, both featuring high advanced, eco-friendly electric driving technology, all of which can be personalized and styled to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around reinforced high-strength steel tritium safe cells and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet with the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. That's truly nothing like a Smart, which is why it's hard to find any competitor that offers a car as pickup that offers a car that as small in size yet as big in value.
You didn't sound like you felt very comfortable with this.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing to Kia. Are you feeling a little self-conscious on this kind of a read?
I guess.
Yeah.
Without the direction from everyone else, and with all the direction in everyone else and trying to interpret that direction and trying to, I guess, try to follow in everyone else's shoes. So, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I do. It seems like you were very self-conscious as you were reading this. That's my take on it. I could be wrong, but it sounded to me like you were really listening to yourself very intently as you read and not really focusing on the script and the story that it's telling. You were focusing more on yourself. I don't know, but that's the take that I got from it.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a try. I'm wanting to try more than just kind of letting yourself go with it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and the thing is, okay, this, like any other piece of copy, okay, yeah, it's e-learning, it's structured a certain way, but at the same time, if you know, same piece of direction I always give, if you just relax your way into it, you know, and just take your time with it, you know. And it was kind of funny because it's like, you said, it almost said 1700s. And see, I was born in the 1970s, so that makes me very old. But just, you know, just relax with it, okay? This copy is not going to destroy you, okay? It's yes, it's e-learning. It's structured a certain way and has to sound a certain way. But everything we do in voiceover has a particular structure and sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And even though this is e-learning, I'm going to suggest you take it with a Takia character, you know, and just put something into your head that would make you more comfortable with it, and then flow with it, you know. Stay with the copy. Don't ad lib or anything like that, but just flow with it. Okay?
Okay. And when I was reading it, even though Michael isn't here anymore, he was in my head.
Don't let Michael get in your head.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh man,
well,
I'm not even here and you're criticizing me.
Well, no, it's not a criticizing thing, okay? I mean, you heard how I hit those last two paragraphs the first time I read through it. I mean, I literally started cracking up, okay? One, I was falling back to that joke that was going on in my head, seeing Tridian safety cell and thinking of Star Trek.
What is it? It's Tridian.
High string, still, Tridian safety cell.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of, you know, and it happens, okay? You trip over yourself, you stumble, but you just kind of get back up again and keep plugging. And don't let that kind of thing intimidate you, you know, because it makes you overthink it. When you start overthinking it, then it's like all of a sudden you tense up and then you kind of, you fall back into old habits. Okay. So just relax and take the direction, and don't think of it as, it's insight, not criticism, just insight.
Yeah. Constructive criticism.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like with John, you know, he's got a bassy voice. There's technical ways to handle that, you know, particular filter in post-production, and a particular type of microphone.
Maybe a little EQ.
Yeah, a little EQ. You're good, you know. Yeah. And I mean, I know I've had to do that because I've had to do deep bass voice characters, you know. So, I mean, I've had to bring it from here down here, you know. So, and it's a stretch, but I have. And I've done one, this is a regular character on something I'm working on, and another one was a one-off character, but I had to make him sound different than the regular character. So, but at the same time, not overthinking it when you're going into it. Yeah,
you know. Good luck with that. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, and then there's the whole flipping from character to character thing. And I stumbled myself at one point by overthinking, because it's like I got in here, I'm looking at my copy, and it's like, I do this every day. Literally every day, just for fun, flip from character to character. And now I'm looking at this copy, and I forgot how to do it. So, I mean, it's like, just don't overthink it. Got outside the booth, breathe a little bit, get back in, stay out of your own way. You can do it, Takia. And go.
Like my dated bin might have a rich heritage, which is with it easily concept dating back to the 1970s, when the idea of a compact car was far from the norm. The passion and the innovation behind the idea would prove to be extremely forward-thinking and would mold brand new values that guide Smart today. My core values are rooted in functionality, innovation, and the joy of life, because we have a mission to develop mobility solutions that are practical, useful, and truly help make drivers' lives more fun and enjoyable. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from basic fun to drive coupes to open air
Did you lose the word?
Well, I kind of.
Okay, hang on a second.
I didn't lose the word. I kind of lost on how to pronounce it.
It's
okay. Yeah, it's cabrios. What I would do is in your text editor, I would separate cab and rios.
Ooh, I've kind of hyphenated it on the bottom, or at least I tried to. And yeah. I don't know why I still didn't get it, but yeah. Do you want me to take that paragraph again?
Yeah, just that paragraph.
Just from, yeah.
Okay. That's why our product lineup is full of mobility options, from spacious fun to drive corporate to open-air cabrio with no roof and no limit, both featuring high-advanced, eco-friendly electric drive technology, which all of which can be personalized and styled to match the unique characteristics of our customers. Every Smart is also extremely safe, built around a reinforced high-strength steel Caribbean safety cell and infused with intelligent safety features that allow Smart to meet the strict safety standards of Mercedes-Benz. There is truly nothing else like Smart. which is why it is hard to find any competitor that offers a car that is small in size yet big in value.
Okay.
There you go.
Takia, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think you have really pretty good instincts for interpreting scripts. I'm kind of a newbie myself, so take it for what it's worth. But the way that you accentuate certain words, tie phrases together, use your commas, use your pauses where your ellipses are. I think you've got a really good instinct for telling the story, even if there isn't really much of a story. This is very factual stuff. But I think you do a very good job with that.
Thanks.
Where you get held up is on the technical things. And my 2 cents is practice, practice, practice. I don't know how much time you have during the week, but something like this, just go over it till you can't stand it anymore. It'll help you. And there are pronunciation guides out there for some of these tougher words. I don't know where you're going to find the word tritium out there, because I think they mine it on some moon in the gamma sector.
You're right.
But
that sounds like Star Trek.
it sounds like a Star Trek word, yes.
Yeah.
But so you're probably not going to find how to do tritium, but the rest of it's there, including carrier.
Yeah.
Just do your research, do your homework, and practice.
What I recommend, okay, and I've done this myself, okay, keep this copy. Of course, you have access to this copy because it's in that share folder that we have for the mic check.
Yeah.
And you can go back and any piece of copy that you want to practice on, it's there. Plus, there's the copy on the Voice Artists United website, because there's plenty of copy there. So there's plenty of places to pick up copy. So if you don't find one piece that you want to practice, in our special VAU mic check folder, there's some on the Voice Artists United website. That's voiceartistunited.com for everybody watching on YouTube. And you can go back and practice from there.
Okay.
And maybe this isn't your chosen area of voice work, which is fine. Maybe you're more comfortable doing a character.
Yeah.
I think maybe you personally, again, as a newbie, you may be more cut out for that. But still, practice.
Okay. Yeah. I'm into more character stuff. Like, if you put an audio book script in front of me, I could probably knock it out of the park, depending on what kind of audio book it is. But yeah,
I was thinking more of characters in maybe games, animation, things like that.
Yeah,
They're a little short, sentence here, a sentence there, adding a little bit of fill to the story. As opposed to long form stuff like this.
Yeah. I want to do a character, then cartoon, then video game. Like Michael, he's a big video game fanatic. So yeah, I'm in the same boat with him, and I would love to be in a cartoon or something one day. But but if I could get a audio book in my hand or a little cartoon series, maybe 1 or 2 episodes or something like that, I'll be good with that too, providing I would get there one day, because I'm not even there yet. You, John, are way ahead of me.
Don't. Thank you. That's very flattering, but I have a long road ahead of me as well. I'm looking forward to the day where I can go out and audition with a demo in my own website, but unfortunately the resources aren't there right now, and I'm just practicing and learning everything I can until I can take that step to make myself commercially viable. But until then, practice, practice, practice.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
How comfortable are you with doing another take?
Not very comfortable.
I'm glad you're honest about it.
Well, that's okay.
We can end now if you like. I don't know if I mentioned. Well, we can talk after you
Okay.
finish the recording.
Yeah, we are going to close this out. And hey, guys who are listening on YouTube, and you can go to voiceartsunited.com. We have practice scripts to read. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, we have practice scripts that you can go in and you can practice your little heart out. You know, and I mean, there's plenty of ways. Everything you can get your hands on, I suggest getting your hands on and just going over it and practicing it and you know, well, I'll say it like this. What I do is I'll get in it and I will play with it. See what I can do with it, you know. And, of course, then there's active listening to everything you can get your ears on, which is very possible nowadays with YouTube and media coming from every source you can find. You know, I mean, I find myself turning up the radio dial or turning up the volume on my radio in the car whenever a commercial comes on and just listening. And of course, like we talked about last week, listening to things like the Mel Blanc show and listening to cartoons, just actively listening and saying, oh, I got to try how he did that. And then getting in and practicing and trying that. So there you go. And we will see everybody next week, because we will be here next week. It's going to be good. Bye, everybody.